on, son.
Raphael on the track.
Come on, son. Come on, son. Come on, son. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for another episode of Come On, Son, the podcast being brought to you by CigarsInternational.com. Remember, if you love cigars the way I love cigars, go to CigarsInternational.com. Listen, they just sent me a few new boxes of cigars. They sent me a Romeo, right, from Romeo and Julieta. Romeo has a new Nicaraguan torpedo. Oh, my God, it's all Nicaraguan. Oh, amazing. And so do Camacho. Camacho got a barrel-aged Nicaraguan that was aged in rum cask. It is absolutely a delicious smoke. So if you need anything, accessories, cigars, whatever, just go to CigarsInternational.com because they really do a good job taking care of me. And locally here in Atlanta, I'm being taken care of, as I have been for the last 2 years, by Nissan South in Morrow. They is 6889 Jonesboro Road, right here in Atlanta, Georgia, okay? They provide my transportation. I'm very grateful to them. Those are my people. Big shout out to Mean Street Studios, where I record most of my podcasts, and they are always good people, too. DJ Drama and the whole crew over there always look out for a brother, always take care of a brother. Now, I will not be joined on this podcast by my podcast partner, Angel, because her ass is off somewhere in South Africa. Now, what is she doing in South Africa? I have no idea. As far as I know, Angel could be an international diamond smuggler. I don't know. But I know that woman be traveling, okay? And she's living her life and enjoying every single moment of it. You can follow her on Loving Angel Ray on Instagram and see all the pictures that she posts up. That's my girl. That's my BFF. It's my partner in crime. She's in South Africa, so she's not going to be on this podcast right now. Now, today I was thinking about what do I want to podcast about? What I feel like I want to talk about? And what's been on my mind lately, y'all, is our existence as human beings in this world has really been on my mind. And God has been on my mind a lot, too. I guess it's just a natural thing as you get older in life and you start losing friends or you start losing people and things start happening that you start thinking about God. And then sometimes you even find yourself questioning God. Like, how could God let this happen? How could this stuff happen? Like, is it that we're abusing, climate change in this country, that we're not paying enough attention to it, that this kind of stuff has started happening? Like all of these storms that we're getting, like we just got hit with some major storms. We got hit with Hurricane Harvey first, okay? And then right behind Hurricane Harvey, we had Hurricane Irma, which is one of the worst storms this country has ever seen. Worse than Andrew. I think Andrew was like 19. Am I right, Krista? Andrew was 92?
I thought it was 96.
Hurricane Andrew?
Look, I'm gonna confirm.
We got Hurricane Sandy. I remember that one because I had to go back home and went to Queens, man. It was helping them out, but...
Andrew?
Yeah, Hurricane Andrew. We hadn't seen anything like Irma. Harvey was bad. 92, right? It was 1992. I thank you very much, Kimana. 92. I told y'all it was 1992 when Hurricane Andrew hit, and that was really bad. But Hurricane Irma was worse. All right, we had winds hitting places 200 miles an hour, 225 miles an hour. The Caribbean got totally devastated. St. Martin was going through a civil war because people were hungry and thirsty. And then here go the hard part about it. After Irma hit them Caribbean islands, after all the rain and all of the winds and all of that, it got hot again. It instantly got back up to the temperatures they were used to. So when you don't have any water and no air conditioning and nothing to eat, you're going to lose your mind. And the mosquitoes is killing you. Half of your residents, if not all of your residents, is blown away. Harvey was so bad for Texas. I have a lot of people that I know in Texas, okay? We used to be, when we first started the Ed Lover Show with Moni Love, the syndicated show, we were on in Dallas. We were on in Houston. Houston was really one of our biggest supporters. Terry Thomas, Rob G, Jay Rio, really big supporters of our morning show, right? And on the boom station in Houston. Unfortunately for all of us, the boom station in Houston got flipped to a pop station. So we're no longer on in the mornings in Houston. But that whole Houston family, the whole audience of everybody in Houston, every time I've been to Houston, showed us nothing but amazing, like an outpouring of love. So my heart was broken, and I was equally heartbroken for people that I didn't know as well as I was for people that I know in Houston. Hurricane Harvey ravaged Houston. We're talking about 14 feet of water. Water markings on people's houses up to 14 feet. People sitting on top of their roofs, okay, waiting to be rescued. Harvey was just as bad or maybe even worse than Katrina, okay? Harvey was worse than Sandy. And then hit it right behind it. Irma came through and devastated a lot of stuff. And now they're saying we got Hurricane Maria coming right behind that. Now, we all know it's hurricane season, but we did not expect to get hit as hard or as bad as we got hit. We didn't. And while I was out doing some stuff. Carl Thomas, who y'all might remember from Emotional and Summer Rain and I Wish and all of those great songs that Carl Thomas had out in the late 90s, early 2000s, actually had a house in Houston that he had to evacuate, and they had to raise money for Carl Thomas. And Carl Thomas was on an air mattress floating. Can you imagine that, folks? I don't think that you can actually imagine living somewhere and then having lost every single thing that you have. Everything. I mean, mementos. I mean, all your clothes, all your food, all your appliances, all your school pictures from when you was a kid, everything that you have in your house. Like, you could take an assessment of your house and be like, damn, I got a lot of stuff in my house. But you cannot imagine losing every single thing that you have in your house. Losing it all, washed away, gone. And what really ravaged a lot of people from, especially during Hurricane Harvey in Houston, a lot of people could not get flood insurance because they were told that they live in a no-flood zone. So when it rains really hard, there's certain parts of Houston and Texas and stuff that floods a lot, right? But these people were told that they live in a no-flood zone, so they never could get insurance, and no insurance company would cover them. And during big rains and stuff before this, prior to Hurricane Harvey coming through, they never really got flooded, so they thought they were good. And then Hurricane Harvey comes through and floods them out and floods out millions of people without electricity, millions of people without food, millions of people sleeping on carts with their children in these shelters and all of that, and waiting for some kind of help and some kind of relief. Some of these organizations, we have problems with. I'm not even going to lie. Okay, the American Red Cross, I got a problem with the American Red Cross. Now, you may feel any way you feel about the American Red Cross, but I have a problem with them because, to me, the American Red Cross always raises a lot of money, and I never see all the money go to where it's supposed to. They always talk about these administration fees and this fee for that and this fee for this. I mean, they do a good job, but you would want all the money to go to people that need it, right? And I just don't even believe that the United States does enough. We could go overseas and spend billions and billions and billions of dollars in aid to other countries, right? But when something happens this devastating in the United States, I just don't feel like our country under any president, okay, Obama included, has spent enough money on aid. So a lot of people got up, put their money where their mouth is. I'm one of them. Spent their time, energy, traveled on their own expense. Oprah Winfrey, to name one, and Beyonce and many others, to do a hurricane relief telethon. And this telethon was organized by Scooter Braun, renowned manager and music industry insider, Rolodex full of everybody's number. And the one and only triple OG from Port Arthur, Texas, Bun B. Port Arthur got hit really bad during Hurricane Harvey. I mean, really, really, really bad. So we had an opportunity. Didn't we have an opportunity to talk to Carl Thomas, though? Didn't we, Krista? So remember I told y'all Carl Thomas was floating around on an air mattress in Hurricane Harvey? We had an opportunity to talk to Carl Thomas. Check this out.
It's the Ed Lover Show, and we are lucky enough right now to have Mr. Carl Thomas on the line with us, live and direct from Houston. He is actually part of some of the folks that had to get saved by boat. Oh, my God. Carl.
Yeah.
I was so scared. Oh, my God. I had no idea. When did you move out to Houston, Carl?
Yeah. Well, I've been in Houston a few years now. You know, when I left New York, I went to Los Angeles, and it wasn't really a good fit for me at the time.
Nah, that wasn't going to be a fit for you, Carl.
Well, yeah, just not at that particular time.
Okay.
But I went to Houston, and you know, just the speed of everything was conducive to what I was, you know, needing at the time, and the people. I really fell in love with the people there. You know, and you know, I really. I mean, I like pretty things, you know what I mean? So
Carl, look who you're talking to. I know this. You're my brother.
Yeah,
I know you.
It's like, you know, if you're the type of person that likes aesthetics, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Houston is a place that you definitely fall in love with.
So where in the scheme of where everything was happening was your home, Carl?
Well, you know, my subdivision was actually on the north side of town, and you know, it flooded pretty bad. I've honestly never, you know, I've been in floods before, but I've never seen anything like this before. And the manner in which it happened, you know, just kind of had us all kind of scratching our heads. But I was really grateful that during the ordeal, I was able to think. You know, and I was able to just properly salvage or try and salvage what I possibly could. There was one point when the water was coming up my driveway, and you know, I literally parked all the cars at the top of the driveway. The crazy thing is that my house is built on a slope, you know, so I parked all the cars, you know, just closer to the house, and got them the long way out of the driveway. But by the time I seen the water coming up the driveway, I kind of pretty much looked and accepted what was going to happen.
Got it.
So I just kind of sprung into action. And it's crazy because I wasn't really thinking about no clothes. I wasn't thinking about no furniture, nothing like that. I was just thinking about saving as much musical equipment as I possibly could.
That, you know, comes with the territory. I would expect that from you, Carl. You're a musician. You're a songwriter. Like, I can imagine that you're going to be trying to save your laptops, whatever. You know, I get it. I absolutely get it.
I mean, you know, I was able to get the important things, the things that couldn't be replaced. I was able to get those things.
Were you alone at home at the time when you knew that it was?
No, you got to understand. The night before, you know, I had a real fly fight party. You know,
my gosh.
And a really fly fight party, and my whole entire family was there. Both of my sisters were there with me.
Oh, Lord.
My son was there. My best friend was there. You know, one of my producers was there.
Oh.
So by the time, you know, I just wanted to, you know, when I really saw what was going to happen, you know, my tone kind of went down a few levels because I didn't want to freak everybody out.
Gotcha.
But I pretty much understood what the situation was going to be. My neighbor, you know, was kind of confident that the water wouldn't reach, you know, the door. And I kind of felt different about it. And I just started moving things. I just started moving what I could to a higher level. I did what I could. I did what I could, but uh, uh, my priority was not freaking my family out,
Yeah.
but letting them know, what was going on. I was trying my best to separate panic from urgency.
Gotcha. When was it like, okay, there's no more staying here, we have to leave, and the boat actually come get you?
Well, to be honest with you, I have a generator, and at one point when the water got up, I elevated the generator on a deep freezer that I had in my garage, and I turned the generator on and led the wire upstairs, and I told everybody, whatever you have, y'all go upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to a certain point where the water got so deep that I had to go to the panel box and shut the power off to my house. I didn't want
goodness.
I didn't want any accidents, electrical, or whatever.
Right.
This was so crazy that there were crocodiles playing in the street.
No, there wasn't, Carl. Shut up. No, there wasn't.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, the crocodiles came out to play. I mean,
This sounds like Jumanji.
I mean, well, it was definitely surreal, but I think that everybody, tries to apply the storm, to their lives. But when, I kind of spent the last 2 days trying to come to grips with what just happened to me.
Right.
And the more, that I got, back into myself and was able to calm down and able to actually meditate, actually able to talk to God, and try to find some type of peace in the situation, something really interesting came to me, and it was like, my conviction on the inside was, to not try and make this experience so personal.
Right.
Because what I realized was, there has to be balance in the universe, between good and evil. And when one side seems like it rises above the other side, certain things have to happen to put things back into perspective.
I hear you. I'm right on your vein. Yep.
So when there's so many excuses nowadays with the environment that the president, the office of the president is creating, there's so many reasons for people to be nasty to each other, for people to be cruel and crass to each other for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
We're experiencing high levels of perversion with our children and what have you, and all of these things happen. And I just kind of really feel like what happened in Houston was far more about the exercise than it was about the individual. And things kind of got bad. And I think that, the powers that be were just like, okay, it's about the exercise. Now we need an exercise in people loving each other. We need an exercise.
Gotcha.
In people sharing.
Yes, sir.
We need
an
exercise in people being selfless.
Mm-hmm.
We need an exercise in people learning or reminding them of how to sacrifice for people that they don't even know.
Yep.
So for me, the experience was far more about the exercise than what personally happened to me.
Well, I'd like to definitely say this, Carl, that I'm so glad to hear of the coming together of so many people. I'm so happy to hear of it. It is everything you just said touched home. It is very heartwarming and enlightening at the same time to see that in the face of this here that happened in Houston, people have, they're not looking at everything from the past couple of weeks as far as the tone of our hearts.
Right.
They're looking at, no, we need to come together right now. I don't care if somebody told me that there was a boat with a Confederate flag was picking up every and anybody.
Right now, Right now it's about 7 a.m. and I'm putting my clothes on right now to go to Walmart up the street, purchase whatever I can for people who need it. Whatever I can. I don't know. You know, when you lose everything, the smallest things mean something to you.
You're absolutely right.
You know, toothpaste means something to you. Mouthwash means something to you. A place to take a hot shower really means something to you.
Yep.
A tuna fish sandwich means something.
Small stuff. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
No, you're right, Carl. You're absolutely right. I want to thank you. I know you're getting ready to go to Walmart, and I really want to thank you for having the time in the face of what's happening and you being right smack dab in the middle along with everybody else in it. Thank you for giving us this time, Carl.
Thank you, sweetie. People need to put a face to this. You
Yep.
know, I started not to leave that Instagram post, but I'm glad.
Thank goodness you did.
Go ahead and
Yes.
do it.
Yes. Thank goodness.
You know, we're going to get through this, man. That's all.
Okay. And you know I love you like cook food, Carl, don't you?
Thank you, Marty. You know it. You know, we go back, man.
All right, my love.
All right, baby girl. You take care.
Isn't that crazy, y'all? I mean, like, it's some light. I hate to say that it made me question God, but when you see that much devastation and that many people passing away, you just got to pray. And, you know, your strength should get stronger at that point. And you pray. And one of the good things that came out of it is you watched all of us who were so divided in this country on political lines, you know, pro-Trump, anti-Trump, pro-whatever, anti-whatever. You watched us all come together as Americans. Like, there's been so many Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, White Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But every life mattered after that storm. And you watch white people helping black people and black people helping white people and Jews helping Gentiles and Christians helping Jews, because it all became about saving each other as a human race. The ethnicity didn't matter anymore. And that's one thing that these hurricanes did. They brought us together as a country. They kind of became the glue to make America stick together again. And like I was telling y'all, that telethon that went, what was it called, Hand in Hand?
Yes, sir, Hand in Hand.
Hand in Hand. Bun B, Scooter Braun put this big telethon together on television. Major, major, major celebrity backing on it. Mostly everybody that they asked to come through came through for free. Didn't cost them anything. Raised over $50 million. And we had an opportunity to talk to the triple OG himself, Bun B, about putting that telethon together and everything that it entails and money and everything. Because you know, when we give, we like to know where our money's going. Okay? Check out our conversation with Bun. Ed Lover Show with Moni Love, first thing in the morning. Good morning, Mr. Bun B. How are you, sir?
I'm good, Ed. Thanks.
Man, thank you for calling in this morning. I know it's early. I know you've been crazy busy with Hand in Hand and organizing and doing all of that stuff. When you first decided to get involved with it and organize it, how long was the preparation? How long did it take?
From inception to execution, about 14 days.
Wow, that's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it went really fast. It almost actually happened quicker than that because the first networks that we talked to, they actually wanted us to do it on September 8th.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Super
pretty quick. That is pretty quick. And who was the person that did all the reaching out to all the celebrities? Like, you had star-studded people come through to really help out, man. How did that work?
That was, I'll be honest, a lot of that was Scooter picking up the phone and reaching out to a lot of his, famous people that he's come in contact with over the years. So, I mean, Scooter Braun is a person with a pretty deep Rolodex, and he went deep in it.
Were you surprised by how many people turned out?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You don't just get Oprah Winfrey in the room,
Right?
You just don't,
Yeah, you are absolutely right about that, bro. That's a hard one to get in a room like that. Why did you decide to do this, Bun?
Well, I knew that, this was what was happening with this Hurricane Harvey initially, and now with Irma, was that we were having things happening on such a broad scale, and that the normal things that I have the resources to do to help people wasn't going to be enough,
Mm-hmm.
and started trying to figure like what's the thing that when these things happen, what do we do? How do we react? And when they happen on such a grand scale, it's usually like a telethon. And I didn't know if it was something that I could do, but it was something that I wanted to do. And everybody that I reached out to, once I reached out to Scooter, he received it, and then God just opened up doors for us.
Right, and Scooter Braun is of course the person that you're talking about, who helped you organize this whole thing and put this whole thing together and get all these artists and all of these actors and actresses and everybody from Oprah to Beyonce to Drake to Nicki Minaj to yourself.
I'll be honest, I got Beyonce.
Yes, claim it, B. Claim it.
That was from Houston.
Of course.
That was that Houston love, huh?
Yeah.
How's everything going in Houston now, Bun?
I mean, it's better, but that doesn't mean it's good. You know what I'm saying? It's better than horrifying. It's better than catastrophic, but it's still, you go out to these communities, man, there's still a lot of people that need a lot of help every day.
Mm. Y'all still have power outages and flooded places and stuff like that?
Well, what you're dealing with now is the heat, and even if people have power, they don't have their appliances.
Oh, wow.
So you might have power, but your refrigerator's done, your washer and dryer is done, your dishwasher is done, your TVs may be done. So you might have power, but you still don't have a great quality of life.
Right. Now, are people that have homeowners insurance, are they covered?
Well, here's what happens, right? If a lot of the areas that flooded with these hurricanes were not in flood zones. So in Texas, you had a lot of properties that flooded, but they didn't live in a flood zone. They flooded because the water rose so high,
right,
so fast, and so it doesn't cover that. And if you have like flood insurance or your insurance is tied to hurricanes, like in Jefferson County, Harvey came through as a tropical storm, so it wasn't wind damage; it was water damage, and they don't cover that.
Oh, wow. Wow,
and then most people in general, Ed, to be honest, don't have proper insurance for their homes. Most people are renters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and if you don't live in a flood zone and you're not mandated to get flood insurance, you're not just going to buy it if it's an option. That's just not what people do.
Right.
So most of these people lost everything and have nothing to start back with.
Oh man. And is FEMA on the ground? Are we getting any help from the government?
I mean, I've started to see FEMA show up in different neighborhoods just to make sure that people aren't lying about what their needs are.
Mm-hmm.
But in that sense, no. I mean, like we met a woman. Her entire house was gutted out because she got over 4 feet of water in the house. She's got 5 kids. And FEMA's going to pay her rent for a month, and then she's got to figure it out.
Oh.
And she lost everything. No insurance, no nothing.
So, and she only gets her rent paid for a month?
Yeah. And it's not in her house. Her house is unlivable, so she can't live in the house.
Right.
So FEMA got her somewhere, but they're only going to pay for a month.
So tell me this, Bun. A lot of people wonder when things like telethons happen and this money is raised, what can you tell us about how then it gets broken down, dispersed amongst those that are needy in the most helpful and appropriate manner as possible? How does this then take place?
Well, it's about, first of all, finding a good place to leave the money. Like the money has to be collected and held somewhere, right? Our money is collected and held by Comic Relief. It's one of the oldest charitable organizations, and it's extremely transparent when it comes to finance. And then it's just a matter of going to different organizations that, again, this was a network telecast. So in order for them to be a part of collecting and distributing money, the charities have to be vetted through all these major networks. They don't just get involved with this kind of stuff. So there was a lot of vetting of every charity that we intend to give money to. And then on top of that, we have individuals that will be part of a collective that decides who gets what and how much. So, and now it's being split between Harvey relief and Irma relief as well. So,
Okay.
and again, $44 million is a lot of money as far
Yeah.
as I guess we go. But it's going this effort right now. They're saying just for Texas alone is $70 billion to
Right.
rebuild.
Wow.
That's good to know because you do realize that there's a lot of concern from people that do donate that they want to know and they want to make sure that, you know, their money gets to the people.
Yeah, and they should be concerned about that kind of a thing, you know. And, you know, when you take on something like this, you take it on with the understanding that people will want to know, and they should know, and that people are going to have to be able to show them
Absolutely.
what that money went, you know. So, and we're prepared to do that.
Yeah. And Port Arthur.
Because I don't got the money at all. Believe me.
Got the receipts.
Port Arthur,
Yeah.
Texas, where you're from, was hit pretty hard by Hurricane Harvey. And
Yes.
then you turn around and do a telethon that raises over $44 million. Do you feel any pressure from people to say, hey, Bun, you guys raised all this money. What's going on? What you going to do for Port Arthur?
I feel pressure from everybody because there's people hurting all over the country,
Right.
obviously. And everybody wants to know where this money goes. But, again, if FEMA if like this Red Cross got over $100 million, right, on the first day. They got that on the first day. They got even more money. And they're only giving people $400 a piece. So it's not like the money that I raised, I don't get to say, okay, well, we're going to give $1 million here. No, it's going to be distributed evenly. And it's going to, it touches different things. There's Feeding Texas,
Yes.
which gets water and food to people on the ground in necessary areas. There's Feed the Children, which is going to make sure that children get what they need for this, not only from a food aspect, but, you know, social services that children need to deal with
Right.
the traumatic stuff. Those are the kind of organizations that we want to partner with.
Right.
You know,
And there's medical expenses, and there's a lot of stuff.
And again, this is only $44 million. This is a very small drop in the bucket compared to what's really going to be needed. I mean, this is the people trying to help the people, but the reality is that we're going to need major legislation. We're going to need more than these $10 and $11 billion that they're trying to give to rebuild all of these broken homes and all these broken communities. We're just trying to show that people care and they're willing to do something as well.
But we really respect you for that, brother, and we really, really appreciate you taking the time out to holler at us this morning.
No problem. And you can go to handinhand2017.com. It has all the information of where the money's going and the different charities that we're partnering with.
Once again, that's handinhand2017.com or text GIVE to 80077 to donate now. That's GIVE to 80077 to donate now. Personally, bro, how you doing?
I'm okay. You know, it's more stressful than anything. I don't have any like financial losses or anything like that, but seeing people going through what they're going through on a daily basis kind of takes a toll. You go into these neighborhoods and, you know, you see little children filled up with mosquito bites because they got to sleep in the driveway because it's too toxic for them to sleep in their house, and the mold and the water smell is too high. And
right.
I mean, we went through a community where the water line was 12 feet, bro.
Wow.
Wow, Bun.
You know, for the entire neighborhood, that the water line was 12 feet of water. That's only roof. You can't even swim out of that per se, out of that neighborhood. You're just stuck on the roof waiting for somebody to come and get you.
Wow.
God bless.
They're right on the back of the river, and the current is too strong.
Right.
So the average little boat can't come in. That's when the helicopters have to come in and get people. And again, this is just one of hundreds of neighborhoods just around Houston.
Wow.
I look at the Keys. I've driven that drive from Miami to Key West.
Right.
I know how low that land is, and I know when they said it was coming to the Keys, that if people didn't leave, they were going to be stuck there, like way worse than it is here, because you got to cut them trees down to get through the Keys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have a lot of wind. We had water. So once the water dried up, you could maneuver somewhat. But for them, their water dries up. They still got to move them trees. And I'm already hearing about them alligators. Every time they start moving trees, there's alligators and stuff underneath everything.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, man. That's really, really devastating, Bun. Really, seriously, man. And once again, I want to tell everybody, visit handinhand2017.com and text GIVE, GIVE, to 80077 to donate now. That's GIVE to 80077 to donate right now. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thanks, Bun.
No, thank y'all, man. And thank everybody that tuned in and just prayed for people. Even if you couldn't give, if you tuned in and you felt the passion and you prayed for what you saw, that works too.
Thank you, my brother. Be well, man.
Thank y'all.
We'll speak soon. Bun B on the phone with us right here on the Ed Lover Show with Moni Love. That's handinhand2017.com. Text GIVE to 80077 to donate now. So big shout out to Bun B and Scooter Braun for putting that hand-in-hand telethon together that raised all of that money, man. And let's just hope that the money goes to the right places, because I was hearing that FEMA was giving people like $750 for 1 week for an apartment, and then they have to figure it out. Like, how you going to tell somebody they got to figure out something after a natural disaster happens to them? Like, to me, that doesn't make any sense. And I said it earlier in this podcast, and I'll say it again. The United States of America has to do a better job of taking care of people after natural disasters. We got money to give aid to everybody else. We send money over to England when something happens to England. We got all of this money tied up in Afghanistan and Iran and Iraq, and trade with this one, trade with that one. But the people who pay their taxes right here, the people who checks you pop every time they get paid, if something happens to them, a natural disaster, we can't get no help. Like, they shouldn't have to have no telethons, right? We shouldn't have to. And the thing, you know what pisses me off, too, about these natural disasters? I hate to see people gouging their prices, right? Give you a classic example. When Irma started happening, and we knew that Irma was going to hit Florida the way it was going to hit Florida. And Florida, Irma was way worse than Harvey, all right? And Florida is bad because, Florida, they got a lot of swampland, a lot of gators, a lot of crocodiles, a lot of snakes, a lot of mosquitoes. Everything is out there in Florida, right? Caesar and the War of the Planet Apes, all of them live out there in Florida, okay? You got to worry about all the crocodiles and all that. Then you got to worry about them uneducated nut jobs that live in Florida, too. So you got to worry about all of this mess. And if Florida gets hit as hard as Florida got hit, right? And then people got to do telethons to raise money. Like, the government should just step in and be like, okay, we got this locked down. And then you found different airlines that was raising the prices on the ticket so that people could get out of Florida. The only one that I know that Delta got caught, American got caught big time. JetBlue said $99. $99. All right? Before the storm even got out to sea, it got that far in, do you know major cruise lines bought ships to the port of Miami and put people on the ship for free and sailed them out? For no cost. Fed them, put them up and everything for no cost. That's the way we're supposed to bond together as Americans. Not like Amazon. Amazon ads got caught trying to gouge prices on a case of water in that area. Come on now. Come on. You don't make enough money. You don't do enough. You don't get enough money during the year. Your profits are not enough that you don't have to do stuff like that. Like, the sad thing to me is all of these major companies, Home Depot, Lowe's, all of y'all should not be benefiting off of these hurricanes, man. You should be volunteering. What's the name of that company that do all the flooring all the time? 800-139 Empire. All of y'all that got all of this business, the hardwood people, all of y'all that give back, man. Give something back. Don't just write a check. These people need, because you write a check, you really don't know how much of your money is actually going to the people. But here's an opportunity for you to do something beautiful, like Habitat for Humanity. They're going around, they taking donations. The money that they get, 100% goes back into those communities, builds brand new houses for the people, and give them back their houses and their property. They don't even charge anything. But you know the sad thing? Habitat for Humanity got to get the lumber, the nails, the glue, the flooring, the refrigerators, the dishwashers, the all of that from somebody. There's Sears. There's a Sears in every mall in this damn country. Okay? I'm not just picking Sears out. I said Lowe's and Home Depot. All of y'all should be giving away stuff. Samsung should be giving away stuff. You should be putting stuff back into these people's houses because your profit margin is so high. Okay, if we pay $1,000 for a refrigerator, it probably actually costs you about $25 to make the refrigerator. So your profit margin is crazy. Okay, so you should be willing to go out and help your fellow Americans get back on their feet. We shouldn't have to wait for FEMA to come around and give somebody $750. Do you know what J.J. Watt from the Houston Texans did? He tried to raise $200,000. He ended up raising almost $20 million. And he got out there ground zero, watched the money, and made sure that the money was going to the people. It's going to take billions of dollars to fix the infrastructures of Florida and Houston and Port Arthur and the surrounding areas. It's going to take billions of dollars. But guess who got billions of dollars? The United States of America got billions of dollars. They got plenty of money. Because you think about how many people are in America and most of us pay taxes. They got a lot of money. What Tupac say, you can find money for war, but you can't feed the poor? It don't make sense. These are tax-paying American citizens that need help right now from our government, and our government should be the one that's providing the help. But it's all this bureaucratic BS bullshit and nonsense and where the money go and who's getting this money and who's doing that, because you know people lose their fucking mind when a couple of $1 million get in their face. They forget what the mission was in the first place, especially if they think they could get theirs and get away with it. Okay? And it's still going to have people that's displaced. You're still going to have people that are homeless. You're still going to have people that don't have. While we wait for all of these agencies and different organizations to funnel a little bit of money down to you. I wish to fucking God I was sitting in there and lost everything, and you come and tell me you giving me $750 fucking dollars. I'd probably take it because I ain't got shit, but that's an insult to the amount of taxes that you've paid over your lifetime. It's a fucking insult. So people like Bun B stepped up. We spoke to Carl Thomas. Y'all heard that. You heard us talking to Bun B. And then Kelly Price said she was driving and she wanted to do something after watching it on television. And God told her to use her voice. And Kelly came up with something where the money went directly to two different families, all right, that have been affected by both Irma and Harvey. And Kelly came in to tell us about it. Check it out. Joining me in the studio is six-time Grammy-nominated singer and songwriter, Miss Kelly Price.
Hey, good morning.
A.K.A. Ed Lover's Baby Mo. How you doing, dog?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you on this
What's
great Monday
happening?
morning?
Yeah, it's a great morning this morning.
Great
It's
Monday
Monday.
morning.
It's always
Monday.
tough. Monday's always tough for us
Yeah.
around here. We drag in.
It's fine. We came to make Monday easy.
Yes, please do.
Yes.
Tell everybody what you're doing for hurricane relief.
Oh, hurricane relief. So I woke up about 3 weeks ago after not really sleeping a whole lot. I'd been obsessed with watching the images on television of people being rescued in Houston and that kind of thing. And I really, really wanted to do something. I'm not one of those artists that you see who can afford to write $1 million check. I
Right.
say yet. But I felt like I could do something with what I have, which is my voice. And I do have lots of friends and who feel the same way. So I got up that morning. I called my business partner, Angela McCoy. We have a company called Trifect Her, H-E-R Entertainment.
Okay.
And I said, Angela, I want to do something. Can we find a venue? Can we find this? Can we find that? And literally a couple hours later, she called me back and told me that she had secured a partner in City Winery here in Atlanta to do this concert. So Wednesday night at 8 p.m. at City Winery here in Atlanta, we are doing a hurricane. We've been calling it a Harvey relief concert, but we've had another hurricane since then. And so we're just calling it hurricane relief because we're actually going to be helping families from both areas, Houston as well as here in Georgia. And the great thing about it is what we're telling everybody is that everything is going directly to the families. This is not a situation where you got administrative costs and recouping this, and everything that is raised from ticket sales, silent auction, donations, everything is going directly to the families. We want people to see and know and put a face to it. You want to add anything to that, Angela? Because I really want them to know about the families. Or should I tell them about the lineup first?
Well, let's talk about the lineup first,
Okay.
and then we'll talk about the families that
Okay.
we're going to be donating directly
Yes.
to the family.
Yes.
No middleman.
No middleman.
No
We're not-
roundabout.
We're not playing that game.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
We're
That
not doing
stuff
that.
that other people
So
do.
with a call to some amazing people, we have Wednesday night. Slick Rick will be performing. I'll be performing. 112 will be performing. Case, Trina, Big Frida, Mia X, Donnell Jones, Raheem Devon, Grits and Jelly Butter from right here in Atlanta. Major will be performing. He's actually a Houston native. Pastor Troy is performing, and
We
Leandria Johnson.
ready.
Yes, and Leandria Johnson will be joining us because we got to put a little Jesus up in there first.
Gotta have some
before we
Jesus
party.
in
Yes,
there. Leandria
yes.
Johnson
is a
amazing.
beast.
Oh,
She's a
man.
beast. I love her.
I might have to go outside when she start performing. She be making
God.
people cry and stuff
I know
like
it.
that.
I'm no good.
And it's all hosted by the one and only me.
Yes, it's being hosted
How about that?
by Ed Lover, and
Yes.
you're being joined with Eva Marcel.
Okay.
That evening.
All right.
She actually stepped
stay
up
out of
and
my
said
way,
that she
Eva.
wanted
Eva,
to.
stay out of my way. Stay out of my way, Eva.
Yes.
Okay? Stay out of my way. I work alone, girl. No, it'd be a pleasure to have her. It'd be a pleasure
Yes,
to have
absolutely,
her.
absolutely.
Yeah. So how can people, if they're not in the Atlanta area, because we're a syndicated morning show, how can they donate? Like, say somebody in Columbus, Ohio hears about this, Kelly, and they're like, you know what? I want to do something too. Our Oklahoma City affiliates, who are really, really great affiliate city, or my people in Long Island, how can they donate? They want to donate some dough or something.
We do have a PayPal account set up, and it's looktolive@looktolive.org. All donations, again, as Kelly mentioned, will be going directly to these families. And again, the email address is live@looktolive.org.
Okay, looktolive.org, or PayPal is Look to Live. They can send the money straight on to PayPal.
Straight on to PayPal.
That's right. Now, y'all know y'all be wasting money now, and we need to help ourselves out here. We got to help our own people out. City Winery on the 20th, which is what, Wednesday?
It's Wednesday.
Wednesday, doors open 6. Show starts at 8 o'clock. How can people get tickets in the Atlanta area?
In the Atlanta area, if you want to buy tickets, you can go to City Winery's website. Make sure it's City Winery Atlanta, and tickets are being sold directly through their website. And I just want to say, everybody keep going, a Wednesday? Why a Wednesday? Well, a Wednesday because most artists travel on the weekends, and that's when they make, their bag. But I have to say that every artist, without fail and without a second thought, agreed to come on, and nobody is being compensated.
Except me. I'm not joking.
No one is receiving anything. Literally,
None
when
of
I
y'all
called
receiving nothing.
and asked that, I asked them if I can get you here and put you up. Would you come and do it? And
Right.
so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting a plate of macaroni and cheese.
gonna get a
That's
plate
what
of
I'm getting
macaroni
me.
and cheese.
I'm getting the dish.
Yes.
Kelly gonna cook for me. That's what I'm getting out of it.
Okay. Whatever
The
I
rest of
need to
y'all,
do.
I don't
Whatever
know
I
what
need to
y'all
do.
getting. Okay, but tell us about the families that we're benefiting.
Okay, so we have two families. Originally, Irma wasn't even on the map originally when we came up with this idea, or a threat to us at that point. And so we were focusing on what was happening in Houston. With what has happened recently in Georgia and surrounding areas because of Hurricane Irma, we've actually extended our reach, and so we are now able to support a family in Georgia as well as in Houston, Texas. And so one family, the family out of Houston, Texas, is a single mom. She has 4 sons, age 11, 10, 8, and 3.
Wow.
She is actually in the process of going through a divorce, and it's her and it's just the boys. So that already is an issue. She lost her home, just pretty much everything in it. The roof is off. Her car got flooded and floated away.
Wow.
All of their personal effects are gone. And so they're staying with friends right now, and she's trying to put the pieces back together. She did have a homeowner's policy, but she has a very large deductible that she needs to meet before they'll even come out. So, and then
Wow.
the second family.
Is the Smith family located in Georgia. They are a married couple with 2 small kids, one age 1 and the other one age 7. They had 3 huge pine trees fall on their home. They were renting the home, and they did not have renter's insurance.
Oh.
So everything in the home is gone, and in addition, their car has been damaged as well. So currently, where they're calling home is at her mother's home on 2 air mattresses. So we've identified another family who has lost everything
Yeah.
due to these tragedies.
Yeah, and it's our duty as Americans to help them out. That's just our duties.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're going to do on Wednesday night. On Wednesday night, we're going to be at City Winery at 8 o'clock. You go to City Winery Atlanta.
Yes.
Yeah, and or if you want to donate money and you don't live in Atlanta, if you're listening right now to the show and you know, Ed, I want to help, go look to live, the number 2, live.org, and you can just go to PayPal and go Look to Live. And this money is going 100% to the family. There's no organizational fees. There's nothing. It's going 100% to the family. And if you want to donate, when you come in on Wednesday, bring some gift cards, bring some stuff. You know, they can use it.
Yes.
People lost everything.
Shoes, just think shoes, underwear, clothes, everything. She needs these parents need to replace their children's everything. So
Right. They have nothing.
Target, Walmart, things that they can use. And you actually, if you want to put it, Miss Erica will actually be here. We're going to fly her in.
Okay.
So please, ma'am, please, sir.
Yes. Make sure you do that, all right? Kelly Price.
Yes, sir.
How did you come up with this idea to do this relief?
I'm going to be honest with you. Watching television and watching these families be rescued and understanding that people were literally floating away from everything that they've ever owned and ever loved in life. And we understand that it's material things, and we're happy that people came out with their lives. But young children having to start over, trying to keep them calm in the middle of this and present a sense of normalcy when these kinds of things happen. As a mother, I couldn't even imagine what that must be like. And so I have big faith. I actually prayed. I prayed, and that's how I came up with the idea. I was like, God, I can't write $1 million check. What do you want me to do? And in my spirit, I literally heard him say, use what I gave you.
Right.
And so it's my voice. And he gave me some really good, talented friends.
Right.
And so I called them and asked them if they would help. And so they're coming out. And I have big faith. I have big faith that there's a car dealership that's listening to me right now that understands that these families don't have vehicles. Why not give a family a car? I have big faith that there is an appliance store out there somewhere that can replace a refrigerator, a stove, these things. These families lost everything. Walmart, Target, somebody step up to the plate. Macy's, hello. These families need clothes. They need shoes. Imagine losing everything you own, every single thing that you own. And then after years and years of paying homeowners insurance to be told on a technicality that they can't
You need to
fix
come
your
up
house.
with like 10 grand before
Yeah.
we can even touch
Yeah,
your roof.
before
I don't
we
have
even
10
touch-
grand. I don't have nothing.
Yeah, everything was lost. And if I had cash on me, it was in my wallet, possibly that floated away
That's right.
in the home. So
14 feet. That's some of the lines that they found.
Yes.
Water lines, watermarks, 14 feet.
Yes.
You can't. This is not 14 feet of pool water either.
no.
These are swirling
Sewage.
waters and sewage and
and
snakes
snakes
and especially in that Florida area, alligators.
Yes.
Crocodiles
Yes.
floating around 14 feet in some places in Houston. When the water subsided, they went and measured 14 feet. People sitting on top of their roofs,
Yes.
waiting to be rescued.
Yes. It was
Our
heartbreaking.
own, because in this business, when you've been around as long as Kelly Price and I have, we're a fraternity and a sorority of sisters and brothers. Our own Carl Thomas floating down the
Yes.
street on an air
On
mattress.
an air mattress.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
We have to do something. So when Kelly came up with this idea, and I was at the One Music Fest VIP reception, and she said it, I walked over to her and said, do you have a host? I'll host it for you.
Yes. He did.
I will be glad to do it for you because we got to give back. We can't, we sit back and we watch our country under whatever administration. I don't care what administration it's been. We have funneled millions and billions of dollars into other countries.
Yes.
Then we have a natural disaster. They come around and give you $750, and you've been paying taxes your entire life.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. Your tax money goes here, it goes there, it goes everywhere, but when you need it, you can't get it. So that's why people like Kelly Price and Bun B got together and did something about it. And we're going to make sure that these families get this money, these families get these goods, these two families get it. Not going through some bureaucratic red tape where somebody scrape off a few $1 million before it go, oh, we're saving it for the next disaster. Right. You should have had money from the last disaster
Absolutely.
to handle this disaster. So go to looktolive.org. We're going to be at City Winery here in Atlanta. Go to citywineryatl.com for tickets. Show starts at 8 o'clock. Doors open at 6. Looktolive.org to donate, and Look to Live on PayPal. Just $2 from everybody listening is a lot of money. $2, y'all. We appreciate you, Kelly. Thank you for
so
coming
much.
in
Thank
this
you for
morning.
stepping
Come
up.
on, man. You know I love you, girl. All right. See, I love the show, y'all. Yeah, man. Kelly Price, man. People out there doing shit, like really helping out, really putting their best foot forward. She got looktolive.org. You can still go there and donate. You can go to Look to Live on PayPal and give directly because this money is going directly to the families. It's not going anywhere where there's going to be any fees taken out to line somebody's fucking pocket or their plush-ass office. It's going directly to two families that lost every single thing during Irma and Harvey. And don't forget, we still got, Jose kind of stayed out to sea, right? Jose, he didn't want to cross the border. He stayed out there, Jose did. Yeah, so Maria is coming next. So Maria is the next one. Who's supposed to, I thought it was kind of ironic that they were saying that Hurricane Maria was going to hit Puerto Rico first. Because Maria is like a Puerto Rican name. Like, that's probably one of the most popular names in Puerto Rico, Maria. So I thought that was kind of ironic. But there's another storm coming, and more people are going to lose lights, and more people are going to lose homes, and more people are going to need shelter, and more people are going to need more money. And it all should be coming from right here in the good old United States of America. You want Colin Kaepernick to stand up for the flag? Show him why he should stand up. Show him why America is a great country. America is a shithole if we don't take care of our own people when they need it. And we funnel money everywhere else, then we need to start funneling some of that fucking money into the people that can really use it the most. And those are the people that have been hit by these tragedies. And remember, man, if we don't do something, nobody's going to do nothing to help us. And we need to really start getting back into climate control. You need to stop shooting all these goddamn satellites and rockets up into space. You are fucking the atmosphere up. And when you fuck the atmosphere up, you're changing the weather patterns. And you're changing the weather patterns, and that's why we're having all these severe storms, and all these people are losing their livelihood and their lives behind all this experimentation and bullshit that you're doing. And like I said earlier in this podcast, it had me started questioning God, but then it gave me a revelation. And my mama said something to me, and she got me on the phone and made me pray with her for 30 minutes. God is sending a clear and concise message to each and everybody out there. And if you're not listening, then you're a damn fool. But God is sending a message that he is not happy with the way you are treating this planet. He is not happy with the way we're treating each other. He is not happy with the crime, black on black crime, white on black crime, neo-Nazis versus everybody else crime. He's not happy with that. So he had to do something to bring America back together. And sometimes within what he has planned for us, there's some tragedy involved. But that was God's plan, and I don't question God's plan. It was God's plan for these storms because these storms brought us back together as Americans. And he's going to keep sending them until you get the message. He's going to keep sending them till you stop the bullshit. He's going to keep sending them. So you better wake up, and you better do what's right, and you better help somebody out, and you better think of more than yourself. We became such a self-centered society. Everything is me. Everything is me. Oh, look at me. Oh, I'm lit. Oh, this is lit. Me, me, me. Look at my new shoes. Look at my new hat. Look at my new this. What? Bitch, it's about me, nigga. I ain't giving a nigga shit. It's about me. Fuck another motherfucker. Fuck a nigga. Fuck a bitch. Fuck a cracker. Fuck a Jew. Fuck a Asian. Fuck a this. Fuck a that, because it's about me. God sent you a message that it's not about you. That it's about him, it's about America, it's about us. Get your fucking faces out of your fucking dumbass cell phone and do something decent for somebody else. Pay attention to nature. Pay attention to the people that are around you. God sent y'all a message. He sent that to bring us all back together as human beings. Fuck American, fuck European, fuck German, fuck Italian. Human. It's about humanity. It's about the human race. It ain't about your ethnicity, your gender. It ain't about how much money you got. It ain't about you being in the club lit. It ain't about your new Rolls Royce or your brand new car. It ain't about that. It's about humanity. And that's the message that God sent, is watch me fuck this shit up so y'all can remember that you're human beings. And we need to remember that. We needed that message. Now, some of y'all, you might listen to this podcast and then start taking fucking selfies again and forget about the climate and forget to donate to climate control and forget Greenpeace and forget that you shouldn't be using all that oil and all that other shit that you're doing. And God is going to send you another message. And this time, your ass might not be so lucky. And it may be someplace that has never been hit by a hurricane before. That's so inland that you don't think you can get hit by a hurricane. And he just tear your shit the fuck up. to make you remember who you are, a human being. I'm Ed Lover, y'all. This is Come On, Son, the podcast. Keep God first. Everything else will fall into place. I'll talk with y'all soon. Come on, son. This Ed Lover podcast is being done in conjunction with Cigars International. Make sure you check out cigarsinternational.com for all your cigar needs.
This episode of Come On, Son, the podcast is produced and engineered by co-executive producers Kimana Paulus and Krista Hayes. Recorded at Mean Street Studios in downtown Atlanta, Georgia. This is an official Loudspeakers Network podcast.
Experimentation and bullshit that you're doing. And like I said earlier in this podcast, it had me started questioning God, but then it gave me a revelation. And my mama said something to me. And she got me on the phone and made me pray with her for 30 minutes. God is sending a clear and concise message to each and everybody out there. And if you're not listening, then you're a damn fool. But God is sending a message that he is not happy with the way you are treating this planet. He is not happy with the way we're treating each other. He is not happy with the crime, black on black crime, white on black crime, neo-Nazis versus everybody else crime. He's not happy with that. So he had to do something to bring America back together. And sometimes within what he has planned for us, there's some tragedy involved. But that was God's plan, and I don't question God's plan. It was God's plan for these storms because these storms brought us back together as Americans. And he's going to keep sending them until you get the message. He's going to keep sending them till you stop the bullshit. He's going to keep sending them. So you better wake up, and you better do what's right, and you better help somebody out, and you better think of more than yourself. We became such a self-centered society. Everything is me. Everything is me. Oh, look at me. Oh, I'm lit. Oh, this is lit. Me, me, me. Look at my new shoes. Look at my new hat. Look at my new this. What? Bitch, it's about me, nigga. I ain't giving a nigga shit. It's about me. Fuck another motherfucker. Fuck a nigga. Fuck a bitch. Fuck a cracker. Fuck a Jew. Fuck a Asian. Fuck a this. Fuck a that, because it's about me. God sent you a message that it's not about you. That it's about him, it's about America, it's about us. Get your fucking faces out of your fucking dumbass cell phone and do something decent for somebody else. Pay attention to nature. Pay attention to the people that are around you. God sent y'all a message. He sent that to bring us all back together as human beings. Fuck American, fuck European, fuck German, fuck Italian. Human. It's about humanity. It's about the human race. It ain't about your ethnicity, your gender. It ain't about how much money you got. It ain't about you being in the club lit. It ain't about your new Rolls Royce or your brand new car. It ain't about that. It's about humanity. And that's the message that God sent, is watch me fuck this shit up so y'all can remember that you're human beings. And we need to remember that. We needed that message. Now, some of y'all, you might listen to this podcast and then start taking fucking selfies again and forget about the climate and forget to donate to climate control and forget Greenpeace and forget that you shouldn't be using all that oil and all that other shit that you're doing. And God's going to send you another message. And this time, your ass might not be so lucky. And it may be someplace that has never been hit by a hurricane before. That's so inland that you don't think you can get hit by a hurricane. And he just tear your shit the fuck up to make you remember who you are, a human being. I'm Ed Lover, y'all. This is Come On, Son, the podcast. Keep God first. Everything else will fall into place. I'll talk with y'all soon. Come on, son. This Ed Lover podcast is being done in conjunction with Cigars International. Make sure you check out cigarsinternational.com for all your cigar needs.
This episode of Come On, Son, the podcast is produced and engineered by co-executive producers Kimana Paulus and Krista Hayes. Recorded at Mean Street Studios in downtown Atlanta, Georgia. This is an official Loudspeakers Network podcast. Network podcast. Network podcast. Network podcast. Network podcast. Network podcast. Network podcast.